Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Spartan.
And I'm Pudgey.
Today we are watching True Detective, Season 1, Episode 3. We're back with our two very interesting detectives.
Yes.
We have a couple of, a bit of yin and yang with these guys. On the one hand, they're a great fit for each other. On the other hand, they do not see eye to eye at all. They contrast each other well.
Yeah.
But they're also so different and they tend to clash a lot. And it's a bit of fun seeing these two guys work each other out, along the way.
It is interesting that you say they're yin and yang of each other. I do agree with that, but I also think it goes a little deeper. It's like there's two parts to each of them, and both of those parts are the yin and the yang of each other. For example, Rust, I feel like from what we've seen, wouldn't have an affair, right? Like you see that he's quite respectful in that kind of way, but at the same time, like he is not like religious and things like that.
And he thinks, at least now, that being a parent and reproducing is sort of like just a pointless, destructive act.
Yeah, so he has that dark side of him, whereas Marty is the religious family man, whatever, so that light, but then is someone that is having an affair with like a younger woman, the dark, and I feel like those always contrast each other within both of those two.
Yeah, I think even more so something I was thinking about right before you mentioned what you mentioned was that Rust doesn't have a wife and a daughter. They left him and he lost them and he kind of wish he had them.
Yeah.
And Marty has them and yet kind of wishes he didn't, in a way. Like he just needs that reprieve, that break from them. So again, they're both sort of living each other's wants in a way, but going about it very differently. I don't know. It's a little more on their character development side of things. Yeah,
which I feel like keeps this interesting because I feel like the investigation, it was slowly getting like details, but I feel like at this point, the investigation's in the background and that kind of thing, but I feel like
the characters are what we're really like absorbing and exploring at this point. Because we are getting little bits and pieces, but the investigation's moving at quite a slow pace.
Yeah.
We left off with the abandoned church where they essentially saw a sort of painting of sorts, which looked like some sort of creature. It could be a girl, like you were saying, wearing the deer horn. So symbolic to...
the antlers,
Yeah, so symbolic to the trail of whatever it is we're hunting down. I mean, all the leads that we're getting seem to be on the lines of some sort of religious, cult-like conversion or faith. We're getting little tidbits of there being some sort of like green or yellow monster people are talking about.
Yeah.
And it's got something to do with those wooden little like artifacts or creations that are being left around. And then we've got the deer horn. So it's very systematic, it's very thought out.
Yeah. And now it's like repeating again. And I think that you make a good point about like the green and yellow monsters and whatever. Because we knew the green monster from the little girl. What was who said the yellow? Someone said something, didn't they?
Was it the girl that were the last lead they were looking at?
Yeah, maybe.
I can't remember, but there's a couple of people that have said that.
Yeah, so this little girl that, went with her father and things like that, who knows? Her father might be it. Like,
yeah, who knows? I feel like there's going to be a big twist that we're not going to see coming. And I keep saying that. Just the vibe of the show, the way it's taking its time, I feel like we're being led one way and we're just not seeing the whole picture here just yet. That's the feeling I get from this show. So that's why I'm being patient with it.
Yeah.
I just feel like we're still getting our bearings with this.
For sure.
Slowly. And I'm ready to get into some...
You sound ready.
We're still finding our bearings with this show, but I am eager to get into some more. And the voice broke. Sick. Anyway. Thank you to all of our Patreon supporters for supporting the channel. If you want up to 4 weeks of early access to our reactions, or you want to watch our uncut reactions, we'll leave a link in the description down below.
And if you guys are watching this over on YouTube, don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments down below what you thought of this episode.
Alright, let's go.
Let's go.
You was blind to him as your footprints in the ashes, but he saw you.
Is it meant to be the church?
You are a stranger to yourself, and yet he knows you.
Man's very passionate.
God's heart made you like unto the stone and broke you from his body which is the stars and the wind between the stars, he knew you.
Oh, look at how he moves. Like crab walking and shit.
Crab walking.
What do you know about these people?
Just observation and deduction. See a propensity for obesity, poverty, a yen for fairy tales.
Oh, there's that guy.
Yeah, right.
Okay, maybe he's not the murderer.
I think it's safe to say that nobody here is going to be splitting the atom, Marty.
Maybe he's also underestimating them.
Not
Maybe.
everybody wants to sit alone in an empty room beating off the murder manuals. Some folks enjoy community.
There's truth to both of them. I feel like Marty's very condemned by Russ' observations.
Yeah.
Even though they cut through the bullshit.
If people didn't believe what things they get up to,
Exact same thing they do now. Just out in the open.
Yeah, that's true.
If the only thing keeping a person decent is the expectation of divine reward, then, brother, that person is a piece of shit. And I'd like to get as many of them out in the open as possible.
Damn, I love the way he talks straight.
I like that perspective.
You gotta get together. Tell yourself stories that violate every law of the universe.
Yeah,
Just
that's
get through the
true.
goddamn day. Now, what's that say about your reality, Marty?
Damn, man. Love this man's questions.
you sound panicked.
He sounds
You
panicked.
figure it's all a scam, huh? All them folks.
I like his perspective because it means there's more to the reason why humans are good.
So goddamn frail. They'd rather put a coin in a wishing well than buy dinner.
Yeah, wow. Putting your faith in something else rather than the reality.
Transference of fear and self-loathing to an authoritarian vessel. It's catharsis.
It is catharsis, isn't it?
Because of this, he's effective in proportion to the amount of certainty he can project.
Wow. Damn.
I love his brain.
For a guy who sees no point in existence, you sure fret about it an awful lot. And you still sound panicked.
I don't know, his tone is like not panicked.
Doesn't sound panicked at all. But it's an interesting conundrum. He says life's a waste, and yet he still tries to make sense of it. You know, there's a duality there.
You'll fall in love and be fulfilled. Fucking fulfillment. Closure.
Eh.
Fuck those two fucking empty jars to hold this shit storm.
Oh man, it's pretty doom and gloom as well. I forget.
Until the very end. And closure. No. Nothing is ever over.
Nothing is ever over. I mean, it's true for this case, isn't it?
Your people say criminal mischief. If I was to lay odds, maybe one of the widow's sons wanted us off the land. But we move on. We seek no title, no retribution.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I think that previous church was theirs. For a time.
So back in Eunice, who painted the mural on the church wall?
Our children from our congregation painted.
Oh, with the horns, the painting.
You ever see her with anybody?
Wasn't she with someone the one day? You remember? The tall man.
The tall man.
There's always some elusive figure head.
He was hunched forward, talking to her. Kind of a strange face, I think.
Hunched forward.
That guy that we saw before was very
Yeah,
hunched.
yeah.
The guy from the intro, I don't know.
Which is here.
Yes.
Bert, you spent 2 years in Angola. Indecency, public exposure.
Bert. He's the hunchback.
They gave me bad medicine. I didn't know.
Oh.
I paid for that. I paid for that.
Oh, now you always feel bad, don't you?
Left a painting of the crime scene on one of your old churches.
Why is he scoffing?
Seems very uncomfortable, but be reasons for that.
Yeah.
If you speak to Bert alone, I believe you'll be adequately convinced of his innocence, Detective.
Okay, let's do that.
Interesting. He's very confident, but
I know, but why'd you ask if she was right? Like, I don't know.
yeah.
Oh, I get it. Like if she was raped, then he couldn't have. Yeah.
See, the preacher, he encourages your capacity for illusion. Then he tells you to fucking virtue.
Oh, damn.
Surely this is all for me. Me?
Yeah.
Me, I.
The all important.
He's very interesting to listen to. He talks a lot of truth and he cuts through a lot of bullshit.
Give me the second half.
Angola. Some blood's caught him in the shower. Took his balls off with a razor.
Oh, I had a feeling maybe he was like a eunuch or something.
I mean, he wanted us to find this one. You know, like he was showing off that
Yeah.
game fields are a stage.
Right, okay. So he's confident in himself.
Tunnel vision. Blows investigations. Vision skews. Twists evidence.
Yeah, I fully get that.
You're obsessive too, just not about the job.
Oh.
I keep things even. Separate.
Really
Like the way I
now?
can have just one beer without needing 20.
People incapable of guilt usually do have a good time.
Oh, shots fired.
Try not to be too hard on myself.
Oh, that's real big of you.
You know the real difference between you and me?
Yeah.
Tell us.
Denial.
Oh.
You are incapable of admitting doubt. Now that sounds like denial to me.
I doubt that.
They have great discussions and they're pretty funny together.
I doubt it.
I know, even that's poetic.
We're slowly getting like a few clues here and there. Okay, now we know he's tall, but that tall is subjective as well, isn't it?
He was tall, but he was hunched over, so it was
Yeah.
Well, as arrogant as he could be, he was right. I mean,
Okay.
that's how we got our man.
Interesting. So he could have led it down the wrong path, and that's why they got the wrong person. But I feel like that's not it.
Things don't stay the same. Pick up what you keep and you leave the rest behind. People get better.
Oh, that's the thing. I think I am better.
This is weird, yeah?
Yeah.
Like hanging out with his wife?
Your life accommodates you. You don't have to be afraid of loss.
She's actually giving him good responses, better than Marty.
I reckon this is one of their fights. Like why their relationship started. Like he doesn't even know that he's there.
And he looks like he's in all sorts. Drunk or something.
Oh, he cut their lawn.
Did he cut their lawn?
He's like moving in on the family he lost.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, kids.
And he's probably just finished having some fun with that other girl.
He's like, what the hell?
Mow my yard.
Yeah, I saw it needed mowing. Return the favor. Borrowed.
We got a touffet. Trying to get Russ to stay for dinner.
He's like, oh, no.
No, I think I gotta get. Maggie, thank you for the tea.
He can read the room this time.
See you Monday.
I'll walk you out.
Oh, here we go.
There's a lot of tension there.
What the hell do you think you're doing, man? At my house when I'm not here.
I mean, that's fair. I understand.
Just what you think I'd be doing over here when you're not around, Marty? What's our problem? You and me.
Yeah, he wants to tell him straight.
I just don't ever want you mowing my lawn, all right? I like mowing my
Mowing
Yeah.
my lawn.
He's like, game's on, are you serious?
Mace, run to your room.
Why?
Because I said so. Run to you. Go. Go on.
That'd be
Absolutely
me.
zero answers, yeah.
I'd be like, why do I have to go to my room? Give me a good reason.
Yeah, you would not say that nicely.
Why'd you draw that?
Because other girls liked it, and they thought it was funny, and so...
I don't know, but we saw her dolls last episode all mangled up, remember?
Oh yeah, like the sex positions and stuff.
It makes something that should be nice ugly.
I'm sorry.
Oh, poor baby, she did nothing wrong.
We get to see the drawing? I don't know what it is.
I think you're right. Like the dolls, how we saw it like that.
You are responsible for their lives. Now, past a certain point, there's a futility in responsibility.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, right, interesting. All sex drawings.
Yeah. They're quite provocative for like a young person.
How does that tie into the case though, if it does?
It's her. I'm concerned.
Yeah, that's a
Well, she's just trying to get attention, and the other girls.
No. Sometimes kids draw that when that's been done to them.
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
I'm sorry about that. I should have begged off. We were having a good night.
Don't stop me. Talk.
Oh, she knows his games.
Why is there all this space between us, Marty?
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, women are very perceptive when that emotional space comes.
100%.
You know, I try to remember things because I feel like I should, like it's my job or something. Your early days.
Yeah, he wasn't like this. And men think they're not changing, but they really are, even if it's slight.
We used to spend weekends without leaving my room.
That's not
Remember that? You know, but it's
Of course we don't
life.
screw like we're 19.
Which I think he is scoring a 19-year-old, isn't he?
I'm sorry for everything. I'm for not being here, for taking all this for granted.
I mean, that's a nice place to start.
What have you been doing, Marty?
There it is.
Dude, she's so sharp. She lives with like a female Rust.
She's a Pudgey.
Home. Cases.
Yeah, he looks so guilty.
His voice is like shaking.
It's like I'm that coyote, you know. The cartoon is like I'm running off a cliff, and if I don't look down and keep running, I might be fine.
Damn, man, that's a feeling his emotion in this
It's
one.
quite honest.
Very honest.
I think I'm all fucked up.
You are. Yes, you are.
Oh, okay. At least there's an embrace there.
Interesting. Get to see the real side of him a little bit.
Yeah, and that's the part that turned her on though, like the honesty, which is nice because that means you're vulnerable. Partial honesty. It's like just those words close that gap a little bit.
You're not bad. It's not you. There's a weight, and it's got its fish hooks in your heart and your soul.
Damn. Man's got away with words.
I get to the houses and I can't leave.
What do you mean?
Over the drawers.
Damn.
The drawers.
You are only as the Lord made you.
Interesting because he doesn't believe.
You are not flawed.
But he understands, like...
There's grace in this world, and there's forgiveness for all, but you have to ask for it.
And he's got him like a putty in his hands.
Please just tell me.
Now what's he gonna admit to now?
I want to confess. I want to confess.
He's like clockwork.
Damn.
But I don't
All
think
of
that's
those
the
words.
guy.
Nah.
Yeah, you just look him in the eyes, the whole story's right there.
He's very good at reading people. He
Everybody
is.
wears their hunger in their heart, you know.
Yeah, but you have to be careful with that in an investigation.
I've seen the finale of thousands of lives, man. Young, old.
Oh, man.
Truth wills out, and everybody sees. Once the strings are cut off, all down.
Oh my
Man,
god, they
I
are
mean,
horrific.
I get his view somewhat when you're seeing that all day, every day.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that. Definitely not shy about speaking his mind.
They set him up on a blind date.
No way he's trying to get me to a date.
The last cop you showed me.
Oh, wait, Steve's going through a tough time.
He threw up in my lap.
Don't worry about that. Getting him near your lap is going to be the challenge.
Yeah, it's true. It's our boy.
Hey, Maggie.
Hi, Russ.
Jennifer Rustin.
Nice to meet you.
She likes what she sees.
I said no to the alcohol. It's a good start.
Okay.
Tips it back in. Just have it yourself.
Like sometimes I'll see a color, and it'll put a taste in my mouth. A touch.
Is that the
a
girl?
gesture, a scent may put a
Where?
note in my
Oh,
head.
yeah. There's having an affair with.
Oh no.
When something feels good, does that mean it feels twice as good? Like from two different ways?
That's a little on the nose.
Tell him he's gonna get jealous. We found
Oh,
out the
he's
guy.
already jealous,
Surely not.
100%.
Refill on 2 rums.
I thought he was more worried about his wife. Now I'm thinking he might.
No, no.
What are you doing?
Does it look like I'm on a date, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, she
Yeah,
did warn
true.
him.
Are you going to go home with this guy?
It's really none of your business. Do you fuck your wife?
Yeah, that's fair. Fair game.
I don't want to marry you. That's my whole point. Let's just run its course.
I mean, that's fair enough.
Here, have a shot.
Gonna take both now.
Damn, man's gonna be a write-off.
I didn't just come here to drink, you know.
Let me just sit this down.
His wife is really trying. He's just.
She is. I want to see Russ dance. Let's go.
I reckon man's got it all. Man is the full package.
Oh, nothing. Thought I saw a guy supposed to be in Paris.
Yeah, she's gonna figure it out soon.
She feels that emotional disconnect again.
So what's Alaska like?
Look at Marty. What's
I
I mean,
know.
Ross, what's he doing?
He's still body so certain.
Oh man, he's obsessed.
I've never been in a room more than 10 minutes. I didn't know whether the guy did it or not.
Ooh.
Damn, that's a skill.
Go on.
I meant raccoon hound. Everybody's a fucking drama queen.
Oh man, do you get it? Because yeah, it's funny.
People give you rules. Rules describe the shape of things.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
bloody looks like it.
is he going to that girl's house?
Yeah.
Fuck you!
Damn man, he's in bad. He's in all sorts.
Like he's pissed out of his mind.
You got that little shit bird in here?
Go away. I'll call the cops.
He's the cop.
Oh my god.
Get out! Marty, get out!
How can he act this way?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Get off! Get off!
Yeah, that's right.
Get off!
You tell me or I'll have some ninth ward prison queen wearing your face for a condom. Did
What is it?
suck your dick?
That's his biggest
I
concern.
know.
Because that was like his sacred sexual thing. I don't know.
Sorry I got in your face, guy. I wouldn't have really done something like that. I'm not a psycho.
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. You're really seeing that yin and yang now with Russ and Marty
That's why
again.
I always said I think Russ needed a family.
This guy.
Yeah, that kept you at bay. Damn, even at home, the guy doesn't rest.
Something to distract him, I guess.
Let's go.
Rust, you're home. It's me.
What's wrong?
Damn, when you're calling another man.
You know if it's true.
No, if what's true?
I didn't hear anything. And then again, I wouldn't. I mean, Tracy wouldn't pull me. He hates me.
Yeah, because he said he needs to go into work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay.
You drop Jen at home?
She's like living vicariously through her friend now.
There's comfort there, Rust. I think you guys would be good together if you gave it a chance.
After one date, oh my god.
You guys don't give things chances. I don't know why that is.
Well, that's because we know what we want. And we don't mind being alone.
It's a good answer.
Given her a lot to think about, just in that small conversation.
Yeah. I do love Russ's character, man.
So do I.
I found one. I think another girl from earlier.
Damn.
Russ been working that case while Marty's just in all sorts.
Years ago, Flood and Abbeville, they pulled this girl out of the river.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Lacerations to the abdomen.
Oh, man.
Yeah, similar to the other one.
She was high, fell in.
Okay, so again, with the drug.
In the posterior.
Oh.
And it's less sophisticated this
So it's
time.
been refining.
Yeah.
I think man can love two women at once.
Do you really want to be asking Rust?
I don't think that man can love. At least not the way that he means. You know,
Okay,
this reality
interesting.
always set in.
Inadequacies of reality. Interesting. The way he puts that.
That might be relevant to Marty.
World needs bad men.
Why do you say that?
We keep the other bad men from the door.
Okay.
I don't always understand him, but I like what he alludes to.
Yeah.
It's food for thought.
Yeah, it's not necessarily that like we agree with everything that he says, but it's kind of like opens your mind up a little bit, doesn't
I like
it?
his perspective.
Yeah.
She had a boyfriend you know about, a man?
I ain't never had nobody ask me about him before. He just tell me she died in the flood.
Oh, he told him.
Reggie Ledoux.
Reggie
Father's
Ledoux.
Bart Ledoux works offshore, drunkard. I heard he died.
Oh my god, he just laughed.
You boy looking all this up for? I was told she drowned in the flood. Now, I ain't no idiot. You telling me she ain't done drowned?
Oh no. Imagining opening that up, you know, in your brain. You've made peace with it.
Not a hint of feeling from the old man. Kind of guy, blinders.
Yeah, he does seem like he's quite shut off from all
the box, huh?
That's a
Like
good
why was it
question.
sentimental? Yeah.
I guess that's one way to do it. Keep your eyes on the crab traps. Kind of reminded me of Rust a little bit.
Always of Rust, never looks at himself.
The school was part of Tuttle's foundation.
Okay, interesting. I love how this is a whole other case that was closed years ago and
They're
now
slowly linking them.
Yeah.
One case at a time, yeah.
He was right, he did have to go back. If you're gonna get anywhere.
I got comeback on your R&I. Reginald Ledoux, DOB 11-13-60.
Okay, so date of birth.
No, sir. I only been coming here the last few months. Parish added it to my work order.
Got some information, come here, boy. See the way he walks?
Yeah, I know.
It's always the same pace, like the way he lifts his knees and like...
He's got a statch rape complaint, charges dropped. But 93, he's busted in connection to a narcotics lab used to make meth and LSD.
Ah.
Damn.
Yeah, okay.
Dude did 2 years at Avoyles, and guess who his cellmate was the last 4 months?
Charlie Lang.
I gotta give you this one.
Oh.
Who's Charlie Lang?
It's not the boyfriend. It's can't remember. The father, I think.
This makes sense.
Looks good, baby.
All right, we are on our way.
To avoid.
Fuck yeah, Marty, let's go.
Oh, they're both excited. They needed something.
I need an all-state APB on one Reginald Ledoux. R&I came back with info. All U.S. Marshals and Highway Patrol be advised. Detain on site. Over.
Damn, so they kind of just decided that was the man.
They're very confident. And I feel like it's not going to be him.
You look in their eyes. Even in a picture. Doesn't matter if they're dead or alive. You can still read them.
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone's done that other than Rust.
They will.
Damn.
They welcomed him.
Not at first, but right there in the last instant.
Yeah, probably because they were tortured.
See, because they were afraid. And now they saw for the very first time how easy it was to just let go.
Yeah, that's still horrific though.
What they were. That you yourself.
Oh,
my God.
man.
Finally know that you didn't have to hold on so tight.
Yeah, you kind of just see everything for what it is outside of your insecurities.
And all your life. Not all your love, all your hate, all your memory, all your pain. It was all the same thing.
Was that girl at the end there the girl that he was dating? Oh, she looks similar.
A dream about being a person.
Man, Rust can talk in ways and my brain just melts. I'll have to rewatch that one. There's a lot in that.
Like a lot of dreams. There's a monster at the end of it.
Who's a monster?
Who's the monster? That's my thoughts.
It's gonna slowly build us like a whole little community.
Damn, this guy definitely looks sus.
Oh, no shit, huh? Like, you rock up to someone's place and that's what they look like. You're going to, like, automatically have a bias. Be like, yep, that's the person, aren't you?
Well, this is the first time that we've ended on some sort of unresolved cliffhanger. Like, this feels like a half the episode because as soon as we've had everything called into this suspect and we've seen a guy looking very suspicious, we've then ended it there. It's the first time we've ended where I'm like, oh shit, well...
Like, we've got a lead, we're about to get in.
Yeah, but we don't really know what's to come next.
I actually really enjoyed this episode for a lot of different reasons. I felt like what we were speaking about in our introduction kind of came to fruition this episode, just in terms of that yin and yang between both the characters, like Rust and Marty. And there were a lot of representations of it. I mean, obviously we saw, like, Ross is getting a little close with Maggie at this point. And I can understand how that's threatening for Marty, especially because he knows what he's doing, right? And he knows that his wife knows that something is up. And it's very, very close to the point where she's going to find out soon. Like, she's already got this hunch. Like, she probably has the suspicions, but she hasn't been able to prove it, right? I mean, she literally called Rust up to be like, oh, you know, he said he got called in, blah, blah, blah. Like, is it true?
Yeah. Well, Rust and Maggie, is it Maggie?
Maggie.
They're quite similar. They're very direct. They're very, when they talk, I'm like, okay, you guys actually seem, I don't know, like they just, there's some good chemistry behind them. Not necessarily in romance, but just as friends. But they are, I think it's a breath of fresh air for her as well, because they can have a good conversation. And Rust is very to the point. He's not, doesn't play the games and the bullshit. And you want to know his thoughts, he's going to tell them to you, but they're probably going to be.
She's like the heart of him, if that makes sense. Like the warmth.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Rust, not Marty. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
She's a more warmer, less traumatized version.
Yeah.
I also agree with that. I enjoyed this episode a fair bit as well.
Yeah.
I thought we got a lot more depth and things are starting to tie in. As far as the cases go, they're still very ambiguous. You're seeing leads, but we still don't really know what we're looking for. We're just following these small steps. That's almost at the moment like the driver. Yeah. But what I'm really focusing on and getting out of what I watched so far is Rust and Marty's lives and just their different approaches, their different philosophies, their different coping mechanisms,
For sure.
and they often contrast each other. And
Well, I think that is meant to be the like glue of the series, especially at this point.
yeah, I mean, they're both brilliant. I love Rust, and I love when he goes on his. I can listen to him talk all day. Like, like you said, it's not necessarily that I agree with everything. A lot of stuff requires a lot of thought, but he has very penetrating discussions.
He's very thought provoking.
He has viewpoints that are like, okay, interesting. Like, I want to know more about why you think that.
Mhm.
At the same time, I do find it quite challenging to react to this show, if I'm being honest. Like,
Yeah.
when he's talking so much, I'm just trying to digest and absorb and think about what is he saying. So it's hard to really like share thoughts in the moment.
And I feel like there's not really much downtime because if he's not talking in the past, like talking about the memories, he's talking in the present about the past and,
Yeah, so there's not a lot of opportunity. So it is a difficult one. I don't know how our reactions will come out to you guys.
Yeah.
Those who are watching the edited ones anyway in particular. But I do love his discussions, and he's very consistent, and he does represent his viewpoints.
Yeah.
And I'm just more interested in how all these discussions about both Rust and Marty and their philosophy, everything they're going through, everything they believe in, why are they being interviewed, and how is that going to tie into what's going on?
You know what the thing is as well, right? So, all right. I feel like, and you'll see my point when I wrap it up, I think it's a very slippery slope right now for Maggie. She's got an absent husband, and then you've got this man that, she described it as edgy, and, she didn't say exciting, but it is a little bit exciting when, for us, he's got all these thought-provoking views, and you just want to explore that world, and he seems quite sweet the way she's explored him. So I feel like, obviously that's already causing friction, but do they take that next step? I don't know.
Yeah.
And that's obviously going to cause friction between Russ and Marty. And unfortunately, you're human, even though Russ might like to think not so much. And whatever's happening in your outside life can also fuck up an investigation. It does, biases come in, your view on the world can come in, all these little things, and it's like, well, we've got the wrong guy, we've got killings happening again, how do we have the wrong guy, where did we go wrong? And I don't know if they're going in that direction, but I feel like all that world building has to amount to something.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I've got no direction. No idea what direction they're going in. I'm just trying to follow them. I think until we get to a point, maybe towards the later episodes, where we see the payoffs and tie-in, right now we're being given all the questions and none of the answers, essentially.
Yeah.
And so you're constantly you come in from your episode for more answers, and there's more questions, and I'm like, okay,
yeah.
It's taking its toll on my brain, but it's good.
What I'm finding difficult is the names of everyone in the case. I think Charlie Lang was, I know I kept saying the father, that doesn't make sense, right? But that little girl, and they were saying, she went with her mother, but then something happened with the mother.
The guy they were interrogating that was in jail, essentially?
No, that was the boyfriend of the other person. So you know how they went to the house and they found the stick thing?
Yeah.
And that little girl, they were saying, she went with her father, after he left prison or whatever. So I think it was something like that.
Yeah, I've got no idea. I'm gonna be honest. Those names, it's hard to follow all of it.
Yeah. I do particularly like how Rust, I gotta make sure I'm saying the right names, he kind of knew he had to go back and see what other murders or deaths happened to these young girls to find a trail, because obviously this guy's really good at covering his tracks, and he looks like he's trying to toy with people now, and at the end of the day, other people have kind of maybe taken the Marty approach of whatever, we couldn't get this lead, it's fine. And then
Rust is carrying the case at the moment, big time.
For sure. She drowned, but what about all the puncture wounds, all of this? They just put it to there were sticks there.
Well, that seems to be with all the cases so far. All the cases, other than the most recent one that was very evident with the horns, have been people that are missing or dead that were just sort of swept under the rug.
Yeah.
I find it funny how when this show starts off, Russ is presented as a bit of a mess, a bit all over the place, and Marty, he wears his suit very nicely, he's got a nice home, family, etc.
Family man.
And then come this episode, you're seeing not only is he very hypocritical because all the advice he says and the way he views himself and the way he judges Marty is really the opposite often. But also, you know, the way he barged into that young girl's house who he had a thing with, but, you know, he's very possessive and controlling and charges in there, sort of losing his mind, you know, starts to bash the guy that she's sleeping with, which is her every right. Meanwhile, Rust is actually having genuine just conversations with his wife, and that girl, he took that girl home but didn't do anything. Like, very sincere, very not looking for anything more. And the guy that seemed all put together and religious and all a good guy, like I said earlier, he's sort of just going about causing mayhem, and slowly he's slipping. He's really slipping, and he's losing.
He said that off the cliff.
Yeah, and I don't know, I find that interesting, seeing our initial impressions are very different of each character.
And he's talking about boundaries. Or people, family give you boundaries. What boundaries do you have?
Yeah, so far his viewpoints don't really seem to stack up in his life.
Well, guys, we hope you enjoyed today's reaction. If you did, don't forget to leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel and let us know in the comments down below what you thought of the episode.
And if you do want early access to our reactions or you want to watch them uncut, we'll leave a link in the description down below. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you in one of our next reactions.
See you guys.